Hello, my name is Olav Christensen and I'm here to tell you about Estinator. Estinator is a free app for simulating changes in a project based on the project triangle. All types of projects and activities involving resources and planning can use Estinator. It's easy and intuitive to use. Plot in your existing plan on a high level and then start simulating immediately. There are no dependencies on other tools and no strings attached. About the parameters in Estinator. You can simulate necessary changes to one or more of the following parameters in your plan: time of delivery, scope of product or service delivered, resources involved with delivery, resources involved with quality, cost or your budget is implicit and based on the above. Examples of usage. You wish to finish earlier than the current plan indicates. You need to cut down in scope. Resources are unavailable, so you wish to know the consequences of changes. You wish to know the cost of investing in a higher quality. The budget has been cut and you need to know the possibilities. Or basically every time you replan. What is this project triangle? The project management triangle, also called the triple constraint, iron triangle and project triangle, it's a model of the constraints of project management. You can search it on the internet, read about it on Example Given, Wikipedia and other places. It can be shown as a triangle where we have time, product and costs, or as a star, resources, quality, risk, and everything in between. Basically, it's an equation: how many resources, how long time, how much of the product. If 3 resources deliver 4 units of work on 2 days, you can calculate any of the 3. This equation is also known as the HTR model: scope, time, resources. So, scope is time times resources, which means that time equals scope divided by resources, and resources equals scope divided by time. So, when you know one, you can calculate the others. The equation can be shown in this way: 3 colored columns. So if you want to reduce your time, for instance, you could do that by reducing the scope, or you could add resources instead. Okay, so how do we add quality to this? In our model based on the simple triangle, the HTR model, the resource parameter represents the resources actually doing work, progress. Otherwise, it would be difficult to get to an approximately linear model. For this reason, we keep out certain resources like management, support, administration, because otherwise we won't get to that linear model. We could, however, add the resources if we wanted to for doing quality work, QA/QC. That's typically test resources. These resources tell us how much we invest in the quality. They don't tell us exactly what the quality of the final product will be. But this enables us to influence the expected quality through the budget. In this way, the quality parameter can be thought of as the percentage of the resource time spent on quality. The rest is spent on delivery of the product, or progress, if you like. Example: in a project, the supplier has estimated that the final product will be delivered in 7 months. This is based on a team of 11 people. The team uses 30% on quality and 70% on progress. That's building and delivering the product. The customer now asks, what could we do? Can we possibly reduce the 7 months to 5 months because we have a deadline? Let's start up the application and see if that can help us. You can see that time, scope, resources, and quality parameters are all shown as vertical sliders, whereas the costs shown in workdays are shown as an horizontal slider down below. There's also an important button at the top. This button enables us to go from calibration to simulation. So if we go to the right, we are in simulation mode, where we can experiment with the various parameters, whereas to the left, we are in calibration mode. In calibration mode is where we input our current data for the project. So let's put in our estimates. The project starts at the 1st of January and it ends 7 months later. So that's the end of July. We keep our scope at 100% because this is all of the project we are estimating now. And the resources, we know that we are at 11 people right now. The quality, we get that down to 30%. This is it. We have now input our current plan based on our estimates. Now we want to simulate what can we do about this. We move the button to the right. We're now in simulation mode. You can see now that you can unlock 2 sliders at a time to simulate what happens to one parameter when you change the other one. The first thing we want to do is get our time down from 7 months to 5 months. And we do that just by exchanging it with scope. So let's go down to end of May. We're now on 5 months. And you can see that this shows us that if you reduce the scope to about 70%, a reduction of 30% in total, should theoretically enable us to get there. That's fine. Let's just lock the time. It's there now. But can we get the scope higher now? If we look at the other parameters, let's say that the customer wants a higher scope, maybe about 80% or 90%. So we open the resources parameter and get from 71% up to 80%. We can now see that theoretically, if we add what corresponds to 1.4 resources to our team, then we can get to 80%. All right, let's look at the final parameter. We lock resources, go to quality, and we move from 80% up to 90%. Yes, now the quality is down on 21%. Here's the conclusion. The customer was able to prove that the time could be changed from 7 to 5 months. However, the scope has to be reduced to about 90%. So you have to find 10% of the work and cut it out. Outscope it, as we say. The team has to grow from 11 people to 13, about 13, depends on how you measure that. And the team has to focus more on progress than quality. If this was an IT development project, you would probably replace 1 or 2 testers with 2 or 3 experienced developers. Other types of projects would do something similar. The product is now finished earlier, and it's actually also cheaper. However, there is now a risk of a lower quality, but that's accepted by the customer because they chose to do this way. This is all very transparent. If you want to know more, you can check out our website on www.estinator.com. You can also contact us on info@estinator.com. And if this made you curious, there's also a paid app, Estinator Plus, that can do the exact same thing, but with a few more features. Happy estimating, and thank you for listening.